AITA for not talking to my cousin and not going to her wedding over a prank and potentially ruining her relationship. Okay, so this is much different than it sounds. My cousin Millie 30F is a emergency room nurse. Her birthday was a few days ago and we planned a birthday prank, which was leaving a fake snake on her cake. All fun and games cause we do this every year to every family member. Well, apparently this year Millie didn't want it, so she was pretty pissed at the fact we did it. Now a few days ago, while I was in school, I got a call from Millie during lunch. I thought it would be her saying she's picking me up. Well, no, it wasn't. Millie proceeded to tell me that my mother had passed away in a car accident. My heart dropped and I felt like puking. My mother and I don't have the best relationship, but I still love her. Millie began to tell me the details of the death and what exactly happened, to the point I hung up on her and called my mother. My mom, who was supposedly at work as a nurse, didn't pick up, and I landed up running to the bathroom. I called my dad, bawling my eyes out and telling him what happened. He didn't understand what I was talking about cause he talked to my mom right before I called. He made me explain everything, and understandably he was pissed. He picked me up from school and called my mom in the car, just to prove that she was alive and okay. That night my aunt, not Millie's mom, called a meeting at her house and we all talked it out. They all were pretty much disgusted with Millie as she tried to justify her choices, but she did land up apologizing. But I got up and stated that I didn't want to talk to her ever again. Now Millie is engaged. Her wedding is coming up soon and I was supposed to be a flower girl. I'm 15, but they wanted me a part of it. So now I have pulled out of the wedding, which is what Millie is worried about. She doesn't want people to question where I am and started to yell at me for being petty. My dad took me home and I blocked Millie on everything. Her fiancé, who I'm close to cause he and Millie took care of me when I was younger, landed up messaging me, asking me to come. I told him no, and what his fiancé did was disgusting. He said, while what Millie did was wrong for doing it at school, it was just a prank. I blew up at him. She told me my mother was dead. Ducking dead. I landed up yelled. He sounded generally confused and asked me what the heck I was talking about. I told him what happened, and turns out Millie and her mother lied to him and said that Millie just sent a gory picture to me while I was at school. Next thing I knew is that he left to stay with his mother and apologized with me. I apologized to him cause I did call him a dick while I was yelling. Now I'm getting blamed for ruining Millie's relationship. I'm still not talking to her or her mother, but Reddit AITA. Edit for clarification. Millie knew that she was going to get pranked. She has participated in pranks in the past and has never said she hated it. We also asked her close friends and her fiancé if the fake snake was okay, which they gave us a yes and that it was fine. Edit to hello everyone. Thank you SM for the amazing comments that you guys have left me. I'm reading them RN with my dad. Maybe Millie's relationship is going down the crapper because she can't stop lying. NTA. How the heck could you have known she lied to her fiancé? And making you believe that your mother is dead is just sick. I don't blame you for not wanting to be a flower girl for someone who did that to you. Yeah, this is not about the prank. This is about Millie being a sadistic bully and liar. A nurse should know better. Him leaving is not OP's fault. He's just realizing what a mistake he's making. NTA. Don't give in on this. It was weird, manipulative, sadistic behavior and you deserve better from the people in your life. Yeah, he probably wouldn't have even left her if she had just told him the truth and admitted to making a big mistake. Instead she chose to double down, lie and manipulate him, and try to bully OP. She dug her own grave. Calling someone and telling someone their mother is dead is not a prank. It's an act of cruelty. Your cousin deserves the fallout as a consequence of her own hurtful behavior. You are NTA. Exactly. A prank would have been somewhere along the lines of I bought you the new iPhone and I'll give it to you after school, and then getting them a gag gift inside the iPhone case, or those cans that when open throw out little snake-like objects. Forgot what they're called. But something like this is so freaking over the line. Like WTF was going through that woman's head. I just don't get how someone could think of this as a prank. Wait, you're 15. So a grown-ass adult tells you your mom is dead in brutal details and that's funny. Snake on a cake is mild, nowhere near traumatizing. unless you have an extreme phobia. NTA. NTA, a full-grown 30-year adult telling a child that a relative or someone close to them died is not a prank. It's abuse. Full stop. This isn't an 8-year trying to convince their similarly aged sibling that they're adopted and they're actually an alien. There is such a power and age imbalance here that makes this all the more cruel and heartless and disgusting. Your cousin was aware it was abusive when she lied to her fiancé because she knew there'd be backlash for convincing a child their parent had died, and then proceeded to describe all the gory details. Obviously, a decent person would have concerns about marrying someone that cruel. It's almost sociopathic. The power balance is the scariest thing. It doesn't sound like OP is some troublesome teenager wreaking havoc on the family with their own pranks, but rather it was a widespread and understood family tradition that she herself even partook in. Yet when it came for her to get revenge for her birthday prank, she deliberately singled out the 15-year-old kid and went for the cruelest form of payback possible, made even more believable by her occupation. I bet there was any number of other family members involved, but she targeted OP. It's honestly psychopathic. And the fact she's a nurse, so of course OP would trust her even beyond the family thing, because she's a nurse, and so she's more likely to know if someone dies and goes to the hospital, and also more likely to know horrible medical stuff to make a really horrific story. NTA. That's called the consequences of her actions. She only lied to her fiancé because she knew how disgusting her prank was, and now he knows she's a mean person and can't be trusted. If anything, feel good that he probably won't be making a huge mistake by marrying her. NTA. You are not why her relationship is ending. Her relationship is ending because her fiancé is a decent human. She is someone who thinks it is okay to call a teenager at school, tell her that her mother just died in violent, painful way. She does not think she did anything wrong. She and her mom are lying about it to make you look bad, after she purposely hurt you in the worst way imaginable. This is all her. Milky, her mom are not good people. They are not empathetic people. It terrifies me this woman works in a hospital. I know they are related to you, but your mom dad should never speak to them again. NTA. Millie is a psycho who traumatized a 15-year-old kid for fun. I wouldn't go anywhere near her, and honestly I'd tell every single person I knew why you don't talk to her anymore. Millie ruined all her own relationships. NTA. I'm actually terrified that Millie is a nurse, because that means this cruel individual has access to vulnerable people. Straight up. I loathe pranks. But if you're tired of getting pranks, you just put down boundaries. What you don't do is lie to a child that their parent has died in a brutal accident. To say that her reaction was disproportionate is a disservice to the word disproportionate. Heck, it was mental torture. This woman should be under professional evaluation. You did everyone a favor by telling them what happened, including the fiancé. He was going to marry someone with a horrific cruel streak that would have left him terrifyingly vulnerable, and he absolutely needed to know. She deserves and needs consequences for this kind of behavior. If I was you, I'd be even less kind. I'd consider telling her place of work. Anyone happy to lie so brutally shouldn't be taking care of the sick and injured. What if she snaps one day and makes a joke that a patient has died? I'm so sorry, OP. Stay out of that woman's path, and I hope your family keeps having your back. Good on them. NTA. People like this are disgusting. Pretending someone died is a line no one should cross, especially an adult to a teenager. I had a friend in high school that decided to pull a similar prank by saying that she had a rare form of cancer and wouldn't make it to graduation. I have lost relatives to cancer, and I bawled the rest of the day because I didn't want to lose my friend. A few of my friends told me the next day that this girl did the same thing in middle school to gain sympathy, confronted her, blocked her, never spoke to her again, and 7 years later, she's happily engaged on Facebook. Screw her and screw Millie. Please subscribe.